working really hard to change that. Working really hard.
I know. Okay, let me just double check my phone. Woohoo! Guys, if you don't remember who this is, or if you're a new subscriber, since the last time she was on a live stream, or oh, come in.
Yeah.
There you are. There we go. Yes. There we go. Yeah, so if you don't recognize Eli, Eli is my office mate here at WeWork. And as I'm checking my phone to make sure that it sounds okay and everything, she's going to introduce herself and talk about cerebral designs and like what you do now.
Sure. I am a CEO and the founder of Cerebral Designs, and also I'm a product manager at a VR AR software company called Vernetic.
Sweet. Whoa.
I am a CEO and the founder of Cerebral Designs.
Okay.
I think I just heard myself.
Yeah. So I think we're good.
All right.
All right, guys. So welcome to. Gosh, I don't have to pop it out. Ooh. Episode 34 of Heather's Happy Hour. I know.
34.
Crazy, I know. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, yeah, like Eli said, she is my office mate, and she is the visionary behind Cerebral Designs, which I've talked about in previous vlogs and live streams. Cerebral Designs is a female entrepreneur creative collaborative agency where Eli's bringing a bunch of us, like, females in tech, kind of, to unite together to create stuff and collab. But as she mentioned, she is working for a virtual reality company now.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I wanted to have her on the show today is because she's the one who gave me the 360 camera to create content with. And because she works in the industry, I wanted her to talk a little bit about what's going on, what are the trends. I mean, what can you tell us about, like, what I guess like normal people wouldn't know in terms of like the development of VR and 360?
Well, a lot of people talk about virtual reality and augmented reality, that's like VR and AR. Most of the stuff that we see, like Pokemon Go or stuff that's actually on the shows and stuff, those are mostly AR.
Now, how about this? What is the difference between AR and VR? Because I don't think people understand.
So virtual reality is another reality. It's not the same reality of our physical being. It's the alternative reality that we go into.
Yes.
AR, augmented reality, is
the same reality.
Well, it's within our physical reality, but we're bringing something from alternative reality into our physical reality.
Yes.
So we could actually interact with it, or at least we have some sort of functionality that enables interactions, or feels like we're interacting with it.
Yeah, so they're totally different. So the way that I see it is like augmented reality is like Snapchat filters, or Pokemon Go. So it's still you, it's still your face. You can take selfies or you can take pictures of whatever on Snapchat, but there's a filter that goes on top of it that allows you to see a dancing hot dog, or for you to have horns on your head or whatever. That's augmented reality. And virtual reality, the way that Eli describes it from the user experience, is, you know, like very practically you putting on a set of goggles and you enter a completely different universe. Might be the same universe, like if you're watching my 360 videos,
Mm-hmm.
but you as a user go into my universe from my perspective.
Well, yeah, we're sharing our perspectives
Yes.
through some sort of immersive content, and that's actually the trend, creating immersive content without being too tacky about it.
Yes.
Because a lot of things that are being virtual reality right now, they're usually being high quality, high-end, content creation methods. It requires like camera rigs and then like a whole bunch of CGs, which is cool, which is awesome. But at the same time, it's not really user-friendly to the majority of the people out there.
And that's what so interests me about what Eli does, because what her and her company are trying to do is bring VR to the masses and make it accessible to both the viewers and the creators of this content.
Yep.
Phony R says, "Hey, Het, we remember her, of course. Tell us about 360.
Okay, well, 360. So a lot of people talk about 360 photos, 360 videos, 360 content, and they also use term virtual reality.
Yes,
they're not
explain the difference.
Exactly the same. 360 contents are usually just a capture of 360 degree of our atmosphere or environment. virtual reality is an environment that is alternative to our reality. So VR has much more variations of what VR is, whereas 360 content is very specific. It's capturing a 360 environment, whatever you want to capture, and presenting it to somebody else to experience the same thing.
Yes. So another example of VR is like if you were to, I think there's roller coasters now where you ride a roller coaster, you put on goggles, but you're riding, like what you're seeing in your goggles is like you're in space or something. So that's a completely like, you know, I guess false reality. That's like Eli said, the effects and the CGI and stuff that's like completely created. Yeah.
So whatever they're seeing in the goggle will be virtual reality. It's augmented to the reality in some ways, but it's mainly virtual reality. Now, if anybody went to Universal Studio and then rode that Hogwarts castle ride,
I haven't, but
that is augmented reality, where they actually try to present specific elements as you ride it. So you're riding a roller coaster, but at the same time you're seeing different elements that's from alternate reality.
Right, that isn't actually there in our reality. So, but a way to view, the only way to view, I guess, 360 content, well, I guess it's not the only way, but would be virtual reality.
Yeah, in some ways it's very closely related. And the 360 contents actually enable most of people who have access to cameras to share their environment in a virtual reality way. So you're sharing your virtual reality, which in context, it's actually your reality, but it becomes a virtual reality once you actually upload it or, you know, send it somewhere else, because it's not their reality for the third party.
Yes, for the viewer. Yeah, exactly. Phony R says, augmented reality, new world, just locked into my tech vocab word. Awesome. So tell me about 360 content. Like, forget about virtual reality. I don't know, what are you guys expecting? Like, why do I have the camera? Let's start there.
Okay, so a lot of, if you actually go to YouTube and put 360 videos or 360 cameras, all you're gonna get is a whole bunch of reviews, one versus the other, or a whole bunch of CG make, awesome animation, awesome, you know, Google Cardboard sort of stuff, which is great, but at the same time, it's actually kind of limited. And what we were trying to do is have that extended to the point where every single person who has a phone can have access to these different environments.
The ability to...
Yeah, and also to record it at the same time.
To create that kind of content.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to basically, like, the way that YouTube videos and vlogging can be accessible to anybody. Anybody can create that content. You're trying to do the same thing with 360.
Yeah, but...
And that's everything from, like, the hardware to making it so it's, like...
Yeah, so it's going to be a combination of hardware and then application and device. That's what's going to actually make it. We need some sort of viewer that's easily accessible, very cheap, not Oculus, not Vive.
Yes.
Not $800 plus $2,000 to buy a computer, even though I have one. But yeah, that's a really great gaming device, but at the same time, it's not really usable for most people.
Yeah.
So we need a very cheaply accessible material and product that we can actually use on the go, just like glasses.
Yes, I like that. Rock Entry says 360 is cool, but just the fact that you can't edit kind of makes it a lot more difficult to create good content. So Rock Entry, this realization totally hit me yesterday. So I created 3 videos using the Insta360 camera, all live streams, and I kept saying, there's no editor. There's no way that you can edit the content. I'm a total idiot because I actually did edit the content. You can see it on my Instagram. The 360 footage is still just an MP4 file. So you can edit it exactly the same in iMovie, in Premiere, in Final Cut Pro, whatever. It's like the same video file with audio. It just is going to look different because you're going to see the whole, like it's like stretched funny. But when you edit that, you can edit that clip, and when you upload it to either YouTube or Facebook, for example, it will recognize that it is 360, and it will display that way so that viewers can either slide their finger around, drag their mouse around, or put on the goggles and see it in VR. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. But yeah, you just edit it the exact same way. Like, I don't think you can crop footage. I haven't tried.
You could definitely crop it. So if you were to actually film yourself 360, but crop it out, and then have 3 panels, and have that same thing turn at the same time, even though you're actually doing it different ways,
right?
It's in one screen.
See, so this is the stuff that I think Eli is trying to gather from me in terms of data. Is like, how would a content creator use this tool? Like, you know, how does this kind of content kind of contribute to my overall storytelling on my vlogs? So yeah, Phony R, which means you need to make a perfect 360 rec so you won't have to edit, I guess, or recording.
Well,
so you can edit. You can edit.
Yeah, you could edit.
Yeah, so like if I were like sitting and talking, like in a lot of my vlogs, I could totally edit the same way and like chop out my ums and my stutters. Like that's easy. You would just do it the exact same way. Let's see. Phony R says, is DaVinci the best program to use for VR CGI content creating?
No, not necessarily. You can use any content editing software to actually do it. I wouldn't actually recommend this specifically for VR, but if that's something that you actually have access to, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But the whole point of what we are trying to do right now is not to do the extreme high-end
yes, because that's already been done.
Yeah, it's been done, and we have to understand, we have to kind of address the fact that 360 content and content creation, as well as editing, or as well as presenting them the way that you want it, the whole enchilada is actually a new space.
Oh, totally.
It's a totally new space. That means all the stuff that all these people have witnessed, the growth of YouTube, and then the YouTubers, and then the content editors or creators within YouTube arena could do the same thing with 360 content. So
but they're not.
We haven't found the right position yet, but there's a
gap.
There's a gap for a reason, but there's a few good news relating to that. So a lot of cameras has been 2K at most for 360 cameras that are easily accessible. That's about $100 to $200. Prices are coming down, and 4K is going to be coming out pretty soon. So all the cameras that I've been talking to, it's either they already have 4K, or they're about to present one within this year
4K.
or early next year. So that already changes the game entirely. And then the price range being around $200, it's not that hard.
Yes.
It's not that hard.
I mean, it's like another camera that a vlogger would get anyway.
So yeah.
Cool.
So it's just becoming a different method. It's almost like Blue Sea. Like it's...
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's like, well, that's how I feel with it because, you know, I don't know any other creator that is using a 360 camera. So it's crazy to, and I haven't read anything. I haven't read like, you know, top 10 tips on how to do a successful live stream. You know, like there's no top 10 tips on 360. I'm sure there is, but I haven't. It's just not in my like usual feeds and stuff. Because again, I think I'm probably the only one that I know with a 360 camera. But that is what's so interesting to me because I'm the one who's like gathering that data. And just like even in the past 3 streams, I've already been able to like, I don't know, like I'm just starting to realize, okay, it's better if I put the camera here versus there. And, you know, movement is really important. There's no point in just sitting here like this if you have a 360 camera. And one of the cool insights for me was like the fact that I can sit here and point to something over there and people can see it without me getting up. That was so weird to me. Like I wouldn't, like someone could tell me that, but without me actually doing it, I wouldn't be able to understand that kind of thing. Could you talk about like any content that you've seen that has worked, maybe?
Any content that has worked? I've seen some
with 360. Like, how do you think most people will use it first? Because with YouTube videos, okay, when YouTube first came out, it was just like prank videos, like those like videos that went viral. Mm-hmm. And then you started to see makeup tutorials and people like just sitting and talking to the camera. So what do you think, or from like what you guys have seen?
So for now, it's really interesting because right now all the most interesting and most sought out videos relating to 360 is review videos. So no pranks, no fun stuff. It actually started with the technical, you know, tacky, like this versus that sort of kind of content. We were trying to find some cool guys who actually do it, but they're usually really high-end content creators.
Like your average vlogger wouldn't be able to.
Not necessarily. Some people do kind of try this and that, but a lot of people just record a whole bunch of
Like
action,
yeah.
or concerts, and then it goes to high end. It becomes like 360 photography. It becomes like a CG filtered sort of design 360 sort of videos, which are all great. It's amazing to watch, but is it really user friendly? This is how it goes. I know it's going back to Sharespark, but the thing is, the whole concept of Sharespark is that you want everybody to vlog. You want everybody to learn how to vlog. It's almost the same thing as that. So, like, yes, creators create these methods and the ways, and then ability to actually blog to other people and share their knowledge or feelings or whatever they are actually trying to share. It's the same thing as that. If we actually keep it high end, nobody's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, like the average person isn't gonna like, oh, I'm gonna try to do 360. Yeah. Yeah,
so we have to kind of lower the bar a little bit. I know it's usually the other way around, but we have to lower the bar on the pricing and then the quality, and we have to raise the bar on creativity. And that's the only way for the virtual reality and the 360 content creation could be bigger than what it is right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's chime in the comments here. Phony R, so interesting how YouTube will recognize it that way and allow the features. Super cool and sweet. Yeah, so there's no... Actually, in Facebook, you do have to click something that says this is 360 content, but YouTube will do it automatically.
It's all in the metadata.
Yeah. Phony R, I have no idea about it. I was told by someone to use that and haven't tried the DaVinci software yet, so good to know. Thank you, Eli. Wind is so hard in the background. Are you guys at the ocean? Sorry, I don't know where the mic is on here. Hopefully you can still hear. We're just outside.
Yeah.
In between two buildings, so the draft here is kind of strong. But okay, so yeah, I had a great time taking it on my booster board. I think that was like a great mix of action, yet approachable to like the masses. Like anybody could do that. But I know I get sick when I put on VR goggles.
Yeah.
So stability is a major issue for me. The feedback that I've gotten so far from subscribers has been, wow, this is super cool. I've never seen vlog style this way. So I feel like people want to see more. I just don't know yet, like what to do next, kind of thing. But like you said, raising the bar in creativity.
Yeah, I mean, just top of my head, we can create some kind of game relating to handing over a holder, and then we'll put a camera on top of it, and then we'll film two different teams doing the same thing, and then just seeing their reaction. Because you have to understand, the first thing that I noticed when Heather actually filmed that 360 video is that it's just literally arm length away.
Yeah.
So meaning, I feel like when I'm watching, I'm like right there with that person.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's one of the viewpoints that we can definitely use. To see what is happening with 360 content and what we can apply to it.
Yeah, and I said this in the responding to a comment on that video, actually, was that when I see, like, when I do this, and even when I tell people about vlogging and how to vlog, I always say, like, don't think of this thing as your audience, because that makes it harder. That's why you stutter, and that's why you get nervous, and you have, your natural camera shyness and stuff. I'm just like, this is a piece of plastic, it's an inanimate object, which just so happened to be recording. Your audience isn't going to see it until you press upload. But with 360, it's like the complete opposite. You have to see this as a person.
There you go.
Who has a head that can turn their head and look at everything that you can see. And like they're like in the room with you. And to have that approach, like truly, is complete opposite of what I've been doing. So it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just a different approach. And it's kind of crazy that it's just different. But yeah. So let's see what else. Have you heard anything about like Facebook and YouTube and what they think about 360?
Based on what I heard, YouTube is not specifically gonna go after virtual reality, but they already have all the technology to actually support it.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTubers who are thinking, well, I want VR here, don't worry, it's here.
Right.
So yeah, it's on YouTube. For Facebook, believe it or not, Facebook, there's a 360 app for Facebook.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There is. So they are trying, and we have to always remember Facebook acquired Oculus, which is a virtual reality headset.
And they paved the way for pretty much everything when it comes to the masses.
Unfortunately, Oculus sale has been pretty much almost
Stagnant?
yeah, declining and stagnant. They actually lowered the price. So if you guys actually want to buy something that's virtual reality friendly and a little bit higher in price, Oculus is only not $399. I think $399. I don't know why I'm doing sales for them, but yeah, but yeah, they cut the price in half. I'm sure there's a lot of reasoning behind it, not just the pricing and then stuff. It's probably a lot of testing and analysis based on how much low can they go to make profit, as well as like would more people buy it because it's lowered in price.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing
affordable.
is, truthfully, in my opinion, unless the headsets are below $100, there's no future for virtual reality, and it's gonna happen within a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's thinking that way, and there's a lot of people who are thinking that way.
Yeah. I don't know why, but my impression is that we're really far from like VR being like mass. You know what I mean? Like that, like mainstream, I guess.
It's hard because the glasses and goggles look like they look like some ski goggle turned plasticky. I don't know. It's just like a big stuff, and it kind of isolate you from the environment.
So that's the thing. I think that's why gaming. I don't know. I guess I just have to think about it differently. But like Pokemon Go was cool because everyone goes outside and you play together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with VR, it's like you don't have to leave your house.
Yeah, well, to record content.
To record content, yes.
Yeah, and then the whole point is, so the way I see it is not about like, oh, where do I watch it or where do I record it? It's more like when we're out there as a normal person just walking around, I see something cool and I want to take a picture of it, put it on Instagram. I want to actually snap it so that people can share, see whatever I was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can actually record it and create 360 content to share that moment.
Right.
So that's where we're going. So we are sharing photos and videos and augmented sticker infested reality
filters,
and then now we're actually going towards 360. It's
that's definitely going to be
but the reason why I say that it's going to be earlier than later is because
I love your take on this because I think it's going to be the opposite, but I love that you say that.
The development of the whole industry is really rapid. People who are into it, they are not one of those people who are going to just test it for 360 years
Everyone's
to put it out.
Fast.
Yes, the virtual reality, the whole field has been here with us for a really long time, and there's a lot of people who are in their 60s who have paved the way for virtual reality. So once we actually have the right technology, once we actually get to that development stage, there's no stopping whatsoever. It's literally going to be your Chromecast, Netflix stuff in your home.
Exactly.
That's what it's gonna be. And when you actually even think about augmented reality, you probably have to live in a shitty room and be able to create your own reality using augmented reality, and you just have to put a goggle on. Like that's how far it can go.
Right.
So but what we're trying to say is like, well, is it going to be like a light years away? Not really. I would say 3 to 5 years. HoloLens is about what, $4,000, $4,000? I mean, within 3 years, it's going to come down to less than 1,000, and there's going to be alternatives to HoloLens. And then when
HoloLens?
It's a augmented reality lens. So you're actually having almost like a glasses, like a goggle, and then you actually see objects.
Oh, that's crazy.
In front of you. So that's already here. The technology is here. The pricing isn't right. But technology is here. So now, how do we create the user base who wants it, and the manufacture the number that will lower the price? So it's all number game from then on. So technology is here, and once the user base follows out, if every single user learns about virtual reality and it makes sense for them, because it's easy to use and easy to do and easy to share, then we have a business.
So the next thing that I'm going to do personally as a content creator with this 360 camera is try to record a vlog the same way that I do, just my normal everyday type of vlog, and edit it the exact same way that I do. Throw some music in, do some time lapses, just completely with the 360 camera. And I don't know if that's been done. I haven't seen anything, but I'm just interested to see like what I would create from that and what your response is going to be to that, because I think for a lot of people, Casey Neistat was the one who showed people how vlogging, like, kind of painted this picture of like, this is what vlogs can look like, rather than just like sitting in your room talking to the camera. You can actually take it out in the world and do editing and do time lapses and stuff. And that's what I think someone needs to do with 360 content, is kind of show like, here's what you can do with it and how it can look really cool and how you can, you know, tell your story and stuff. So that'll be the next thing. I don't know when I'm going to do that. Probably in the next week.
Awesome.
But I'm excited about it. Let's see. Phoniar. Oh, I like the way Eli elaborates on the product. It's full of enthusiasm. Great saleswoman. What is the best 360 product brand if we wanted to buy it right now? Best price and best value.
360 product brand. I would say Insta360.
That's what I'm using.
Insta360. Price is good. Has solved that whole iPhone problem where you can still live stream from iPhone. A lot of companies were not able to do so.
So, one thing I don't like about live streaming with 360s, I can't see the comments, and I feel like that makes the whole live stream experience like totally pointless. Because like that's like the engagement's gone.
Yeah.
You know, you might as well just be watching the video, because I can't engage with you like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we're taking questions and reading comments and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to fix that. And we're fixing that.
Yeah.
Yes. We're fixing it one tech problem at a time.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it's going to be fixed.
Have you seen anything just from what I've created? Anything that you're like, didn't think of that?
So far, You mean the content-wise or just 360-wise?
Well, anything. Like anything that just kind of like stuck out to you. Well, actually, why don't you share that feedback about Facebook 360? Because that was interesting.
Oh, okay. So I was actually browsing Facebook 360 because the contents are not really well populated. So if you actually create something that's 360 and post it on Facebook, and then somebody actually has access to 360 app from Facebook, your content is literally going to be on the top.
Because there's just no competition.
No competition. Almost no competition, I would say. Yeah.
And I debated for a really long time whether to just host it on YouTube and copy the link to Facebook or upload it natively to Facebook. I decided to upload it natively because I wanted to see what the difference was uploading 360 to Facebook. Glad I did. And that's when Eli was able to see, or to tell me that, like, hey, you kind of have no competition right now.
Maybe you should just keep doing it.
Yeah. So,
and maybe we'll just upgrade the camera to 4K.
Yeah.
And then just see from there.
Yeah. Also another thing that I didn't realize is that, so this is the phone, this is my iPhone 7 that I use with the 360 cam. The sound comes from the phone. So if I plugged in a mic, I couldn't.
You have 7, so therefore there's no mic for you.
So never mind.
iPhone, Apple, why? I still don't understand. I have the same 7 too, because there's a difference between iOS, which one gets upgraded to the next one and whatnot, and then when you're doing development work for apps, you have to kind of have, of course, the up-to-date phone. So I got the iPhone 7, but the one thing that was really annoying, I still don't understand. I think they overshot this one. Unless they have Bluetooth mics that are actually really high-end or something that's really good to actually use, I don't think they should have done that.
I already had a Bluetooth headset just like before that I use. But yeah, now I guess the way that I would do it is I would need another separate audio recorder.
Wow.
Which I've done. I've done that before. Before I had a mic, I had like an audio recorder, which was like recording audio, and I would slap that on top of the video. It's just a lot of editing that I don't want to deal with. But as we're paving the way, maybe that's okay. Phone ER. Good point, Het. You should do it. I'm going to try to, once I get a 360 cam, Insta360. It's Insta. Like INSTA 360.
Yeah.
Is that an attachment hardware you attach to the iPhone?
Yes. It's actually pretty cute. I wish I have the Insta360 Air with me.
I have.
So it comes in Nano and Air. So Nano is actually for the iPhone, and Air
Well,
is
I have to unplug this, but basically this is what it looks like, and you just plug it in to the.
So it looks like a little monster on top of your phone, with the tooth hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cute.
Small.
Pretty small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Adoji, literally just finished your last 360 video. It's absolutely a game changer. Adoji, explain. Explain how you think that. Like, tell me what you think is game changing about it. What interested you about it? What do you want to see more of? Feedback. Phone ER, oh cool. You just answered my question. Thanks. Adoji, I wish I had a VR headset. My iPhone 7P works for now with 360 content at least. I don't think it's the phone. Like, anyone could watch 360 content.
Well, if you have iPhone 7, I mean, it will work with any headset, so you don't have to buy high-end headset. Get a Google Cardboard. It will still work with it. Yeah, it will still work.
On YouTube, you just push, like, you have the head. There's a little icon that pops up when it's a 360 video, and that'll make it so that it's, like, in the goggle form. And you just stick the phone in whatever viewing device you have.
And if you actually get Insta360 Nano, one of the cardboard boxes come with it. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Perfect.
Again, why am I selling this?
Let's see. It's so cool. It is super cute and dope.
It is cute. It is.
Yeah, it's
super cute. Oh my god, you guys just see Samsung 360. That's totally cute too. Yeah.
So tell me about like the other cameras. What do they look like?
So I actually don't have one with me. Unfortunately. There's Insta360 Air, which can be either for an Android phone or for your desktop.
Got it.
Which might be actually a good alternative for people who are actually using desktops to actually
stream or
yeah. And another one will be Samsung 360, which works with Samsung cameras. Doesn't really work with iPhone. You have to use a Wi-Fi to connect the phone to the camera instead of Bluetooth, so you can't really live stream.
Got it.
So there is a little bit of rivalry there, like where tension, where like Apple versus Samsung thing. So that's why it didn't work both way. There's Ricoh. There's 360 Fly. 360 Fly actually has a 4K camera right now. About I think in Amazon it's about $400 or a little bit less than $400. But more stuff are coming out and. There was a conversation, and one of those cameras that I mentioned are actually going to be bringing out 4K within this year. So that's very interesting to see. The reason why I like Insta360 is because it actually works with iPhone. Well, it's one device. It's two different devices, and it works with two different format of phones, but they still cover both of them instead of just being able to connect to one.
Right.
Yeah. So that actually is a little bit different.
Because I don't have a headset.
Yeah.
If you plug in the headset, there's an operating system in the headset that allows you to connect to YouTube or whatever, right? Is that how it works?
So Gear VR, Samsung has something called Gear VR, and it's actually, like you said, some sort of operating headset where it actually puts the Samsung into that VR mode. And they actually have access to Oculus Store. So Oculus Store is, it's attached to Samsung devices and that Gear VR headset. So it's like a whole package.
Got it.
Yeah, Oculus Rift itself has Oculus Store, of course, and the Vive has Vive Port, which is same thing as the store.
So that's where you get the content.
Yeah, that's where you actually get the content. You download apps just like you would do on the phone.
And right now, is the content like you know, the like all the way over here where it's like super produced and whatever. It's not. Is it?
There's a lot of
YouTube.
Well, it's not like YouTube. So
it's not like user created.
We should make it like YouTube. That's what I think. So right now there's a lot of games, high end games, really fun games, low end but very interesting and creative games, and then there's alternative ones like trailers, movies that you can see in 360, kinda like not 100%, but kind of 180 degree sort of feel. There are some apps that are very experimental. There's a lot of social apps, believe it or not, that people are trying to see and engage people who have VR access to, you know, get them to actually be part of a community.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so a lot of things are happening, but they have started not too long ago. I mean, we could say like, oh, it's been a few years and that's pretty long, and you know, all this like, you know, up climbing, you know, it's happening so fast, it's too late. Not really. Not really.
Not what you think.
Yeah, like I mean, based on what I've seen from Heather, just being a content creator, you can change the game within a week.
Yeah.
Oh, so
totally.
I mean, yeah. So I would say if your game is content creation, it's not late at all.
Yeah.
And at YouTube, I would suggest using YouTube and Facebook as established platforms because it's easy to use and they do allow you to actually upload 360 videos.
Yeah, and it's something that they're promoting. When it comes to any platform and they have a new feature, they want content to be created for that so they can promote it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely. Let's see. Adoji says it allows you to explore more without you having to actually physically flip your phone to show something.
Oh, so you just put it in and then move it like this?
No, instead? I think what he's talking about is like from a content creator. Like usually I'm like, oh, let me show you where I'm going. Flip the phone so you see the other camera. But I don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, that is crazy. But it's like even from a creator aspect, it's like you take it for granted. Like it's not even something I think about. Like, oh yeah, it's weird not being in control of what's in the frame.
Well, but the thing is, that will be the funny part where if we were talking, if this is 360, if there was really funky bird on the other side and nobody noticed, like and later somebody's watching later on, somebody's going to comment, look at the bird on the other side. And that's the whole interaction. That's what you can do with 360. You can actually, now I'm saying like, oh, it's happened to be happening at that time. It's like, you know, but you can actually plan it ahead.
Right. Yes,
which make it into a prank, you know, like sort of
a
like
prank or anything.
Jackass VR 60. Yeah,
because like if I'm sitting here, I wouldn't be able to necessarily see like what's happening over there or whatever, but you can because you can flip your perspective or just turn your head even. But okay, Phony R, will Air work with MacBook Pro or MacBook?
Oh, unfortunately, no, only with the phones.
And Doji, like when you were talking to the cat, I was able to get a good view of the cat while at the same time being able to see what you're doing. Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy. Like usually I would have to be like, okay guys, there's a cat in front of me. Flip. Here's the cat. Let's see. Phony R getting me so excited. I'm getting the Insta360 right now from Amazon so I can piggyback off of Pet as far as vlogging, creating content goes. What a great time to be alive, Drake. Yeah, so based on our conversation, I think my takeaway is that I have to remember that it's kind of like just video content in general. There's definitely a different experience when it comes to live streaming and recorded content. But I think with 360 content, because we can't see the comments yet, the engagement is going to happen within the community. Like, you know how you guys sometimes, this rarely happens, and I hope it happens more often, but you guys start to talk to each other. Usually it's very like, you ask me a question and I answer, or you're talking to me, but I love it when you guys start talking to each other. You have your own side discussions. I think, well, obviously, since I can't really chime in, that's the only thing that's going to happen. And then you guys can be like, hey, look behind Heather or something. Yeah. And see, that gives me an idea of, like, how would I do a tutorial? You know, like, it's like, it's just all in here. Let's see. I should say, what a great hour to be alive on live stream with Head anyway. Let's see. Anything else? Well, how about this? Can you talk about cerebral designs? Like, how does this play a part of it? Like,
right now, so this is how the cerebral design actually works. So cerebral design is a group. And then group has individual entrepreneurs, and then they do their own thing. So Heather here is content creator and vlogger and a master. And there's a whole bunch of other people like Jasmine or Megan. I think they were featured in the videos before. And then a few other ones who actually do their own things. It could be business strategy, it could be data analysis, it could be development, it could be bots, or whatever they do.
Websites.
Yeah, websites and all that stuff. So what Cerebral Design is, taking them into a group and providing that service as one for a person to come in and start their business and then market it at the same time.
Yes, that's the service that we can offer now that we are under this umbrella.
Yeah.
Yes. So how does VR?
VR is my shit.
Yes. Eli, that's what Eli brings to the table.
Yes.
And how do you see us offering that as a service? Have we thought that far yet? Or is that why I'm doing the content creating? We're still like experimenting.
Well, I do have additional plans. I actually haven't talked to Heather about it yet. I am looking into hooking up with a web VR developer and potentially another Unity developer to actually create some sort of content for potential VR-based advertisements.
What is web-based VR?
So let's think about it. So there's a YouTube video. Let's think about it in the concept of YouTube, right?
Okay.
There's a little link say, hey, please click here and buy this hat that I just showed, because whenever you buy one, I get $1.
Yes.
Which is great. Click it, another window opens, and then you see the hat, and then you can buy it.
Yes.
Can we do that in VR? Not yet.
Oh.
There are a lot of advertisement platforms that are being created for virtual reality, and they're very content driven, but it's not functional. People want to do something. Well, if you can actually put it in your box, so that when you actually go home and then open your mailbox, at least you should actually have a list of stuff that you save, so that you can go back and look at it.
Yes.
Or at least have a screen or a browser within the app to pop up and say,
this is what I'm referring to.
You can do this. Yeah, that sort of interaction has to survive through VR. So, like, when it gets translated into VR, whatever we can do it on the web should also translate too. And then that's something that will be really interesting to do.
And that's what you guys are working on?
I am working on that separately. That's me. That's my
Eli's
my
literally
site.
like paving the way right now for this industry. It's so cool.
A lot of us are.
Yeah. Let's see. Thank you guys. You're better than Google as far as information goes. So educational in a nutshell. Doji, phony you were right. There's online chat rooms in the works for VR. Yeah. So I'm trying to think what else. I think that's it. Is there anything else that you're thinking that you want to share?
More things are coming.
More things are coming.
If you guys are fans of Rick and Morty, they have a VR game. Just saying.
So there's a lot of gaming content right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, if someone were to put on a headset,
mm-hmm.
do they see YouTube?
When you put your headset on, you see a dashboard.
Yes, and then
just
you have
like
your apps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like a phone.
Yeah.
Just like your PC or Macbook. Yeah.
And if I were to click Facebook or YouTube, is it only show 360 content?
Yeah. Well, not really. You can still see the regular videos. It will kind of pop up in a screen, like a rectangular screen, and you can see it. If it's like a wider angle, it will try to compensate for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Facebook 360 was mostly just 360 or... Oh no, actually, they actually had not a full circle, but like sometimes phones allow you to take a longer
panorama.
Yeah, so like when that actually happened, they actually kind of enable it in 360.
Oh,
Facebook does that, so you can actually enable it into 360, and then you can actually use that as your 360 content.
Oh, interesting.
One of a friends on my Facebook actually was just taking a photo because there was a fire on the mountain. And I remember seeing it, and now I saved it because I want to actually show that panorama. Okay, that's not gonna happen. Whatever. The stitched image, and I actually saved it. And then when I actually went to Facebook 360, that would actually pop up as a saved content.
And it looks like.
But other saved contents weren't there.
Got it.
So that was the only
okay.
saved content that I was able to see in Facebook 360.
Interesting. I had no idea that was even an app.
There is.
So that's an app that I can just get right now.
That maybe we should actually do a little Heather meets 360 gears day.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, okay. So here's the problem that I anticipate. Like you guys know, I don't really watch YouTube that much. I know I should do more of it. I kind of feel like I don't have to, but when it comes to 360, I don't watch any 360 content, and the problem that I see is because I'm very sensitive to motion sickness. Like I get sick like editing my own vlogs sometimes. I have to take a step away. And when I put those things on, I have like about 2 minutes before I gotta like
Dramamine or there's a motion
Dramamine,
sickness.
yeah. Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean that's one way. I'm just saying.
So like I think the only other 360 content that I've seen has been from Conan, actually, because he always goes live. It's always a live stream, and he's at a red carpet event. Like he was at Comic-Con at SD this past weekend, and they were doing like pre-show or something, and all they did was set up the 360 camera like right here, and they just like were doing a talk show.
Yeah,
but they were making sure to walk around it because I guess they were told make sure to walk around and like.
That's all the problem with 360. You should be able to target a specific area and be able to just follow that specific area instead of you turning it every single time they, or people have to walk around it. So that's one of the things that we are again working on right now.
So 360 Facebook actually had that feature when you say this is 360 content in like the settings, it opens up a new menu that says that you can designate the viewpoint, and like, I don't know what that means.
But that's only one viewpoint. But let's say if the viewpoint is something that you target, and then you can actually move it based on what you actually click on. So let's say if you are in the camera, and then you were doing something, and there were 5 other people, and you guys are walking around. Let's say if I, as a viewer, I have a functionality where I can click on the person and press on it, and then get an option target, and then that area of the 360 is literally tracked, and then you don't have to move like this. They would actually turn for you instead.
Got it.
And that's being worked on right now.
I'm trying to have that sink in because, like,
that creates the whole different storyline. You can create so much stories with this. There's so much play that you can do with content creation when you can actually designate which viewers are gonna see, as well as if the viewer can actually follow you at the same time. So that's 2 different functionality where you can designate. The viewpoint is going to be here for the half of the content, the other half it's going to be there. Or you can splice it, like, if you would actually do the,
See, like, now there's just a whole set of lingo that I need to, like, learn how to explain and describe and, like, what refers to things, because, like, even when I was looking at rewatching the video, I would move it because I was, like, laying and, like, sitting, staring at my ceiling, and I was like, I'm staring at the ceiling, so I had to, like, move it. But then I could also go like this, and then now I was looking at the ground, even though it was only here. See what I mean? Yeah. Oh my god, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. A doji, non-VR related question. When someone completes your program, will the certificate be an associate's degree or something similar? No. I am not qualified to give that kind of certification out. It's totally going to be like, here's, your certificate of completion by Sharespark Media and Heather Ramirez.
And her signature.
Yeah, it's like by me. You've taken my course. So, Michael, if you had a 360 device on now, you could totally catch me sitting at this couch next to you two.
Yes, Michael.
Hilarious.
Thanks.
Our friend is watching. It's like right here. There he is.
Say hi.
Yeah, but if we were live streaming in 360, you'd be able to see him without me turning the laptop.
Yeah, and then Michael will be like, I don't know, touching his nose, and then
people
will say,
and you guys can comment, like, look at Michael.
Gold digger. Yeah.
Boney are super cool. Can't wait to get mine tomorrow. Doji Clash of Clans did a few 360 trailers. Yeah, I've seen a lot of horror. I feel like does really well with 360.
Horror does really well. Action, like the non-stop action, does really well.
Yeah, like I would imagine like a skydive in 360 would be so dope because you'd want to see the whole thing. That's the point of skydiving, right? It's like you have that perspective that no one else sees unless you jump out of a plane.
There's another twist. What if it's like 7 people around a round
That's
table?
what I keep thinking. That's the one I want to play with.
And then you put it on the like actual like camera in the middle.
Yeah.
And then whenever you talk, the viewpoint would change to the person that's talking. So you have to understand like 360 comes with the 360 surround sound recording as well. When that actually starts happening, the mic can actually differentiate where the sound is coming from.
It can.
It can.
Right now.
It's the high-end ones. But it's actually going to be getting up to the point where it will be.
Crazy.
Now, that's literally as when you have a Skype meeting with 7 other people, and whenever somebody talks, their photo comes up in front of you. It's almost the same concept, but it will be 360 viewpoint changing. So if the Heather's talking, it will be right here, and when I'm talking, it will actually turn to here. So yeah, that will be, and it's all coming.
Wow, so exciting. Yeah. I just have a bunch of ideas. I'm like taking notes in my head. Let's see. You can live stream 360. Yeah, and Doji, those videos you saw were live streams. That's just the replay, but they were live. So I haven't uploaded a recorded video yet. It just saves to the memory card.
Yeah.
How do I download it? To the phone.
Oh, you can just save it to the device.
Right. And then, I love how Eli's creative mind works around how you can use 360 to create content in super cool ways, and the sky is the limit. Fun to grasp and try it out. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So, all right. With that said, I think we'll end here. Thank you, Eli. This was a lot of fun, and I have a feeling that this live stream will be watched over and over as the industry develops. You heard it here first, guys. So if you want to check out Eli, she's on Instagram at EliYPark. There's also a link to Cerebral Designs in the description underneath this video. And yeah, thanks again. Catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.